Thanks for the sip. Okay, give me another pearl. And... Mouse, hello? Give me... this one. I know that's not really a pearl slot, but give me the color of this one. Like blue, green, teal. I know it's bad description, but just vibe with it and take the first one close to it. We are basically playing lottery right now. Wow, the game here I would like a long cycle and gave me the shortest one. What the fuck? Bunga bunga. I could go this. Ah, both is correct. No. Brother. Okay, I'm taking a big jump. Holy fucking piss. Teal is from filtration system. My void fluid filtration system beneath my facility. My neighbor to the east of here was connected to another pipe network that predates my construction. Due to the mechanical failures, she was rerouted into sharing my installation. However, unlike our shared groundwater, nothing of note has to come from this. Rather lame. But a small note that 5 Pebbles, or that is the reason why 5 Pebbles and Moon are so close together. Interesting. Okay, give me the pearl on Luna. Because I think there was one, I saw it, and then I'd be like, well, I already have a pearl in my hand. Having no hand is ass. If I'm not mistaken, that is. Nice. I saved it and I didn't save it. What do you think about the new subclass Prismatic? It is interesting. It is not as strong as people think. Like, don't get me wrong. It will be strong. But for example, Void. Void is a perfect example. If I'm only ditching in a small amount of Void in Prismatic, it's rather lame. Like, the combination of all things makes it funny. Although not entirely strong, because without Void, I can't dip into... Devour. I cannot dip into Controlled Demolition with a Titan. I can't dip into huge amounts of Overshield. So, some people say that Prismatic will completely invalidate every single subclass. I think those people are just really dumb. Anyway, nothing of interest just happened. I don't know what you're talking about, chat. There is no pearl in Luna. You may be thinking of the pearl at the top of 5 pebbles. No, not the olive one. That one I have. No, Lee, that will not happen. Bungo actually knows, to a degree, how to balance stuff nowadays. Strand was absolutely not broken. It was strong. It was not broken. Stasis was broken. Like, insanely broken. But I think they learned from this. I'm having enough of this. Let me work here. It will be a great utility tool, Lee. Don't get me wrong. But all in all, I think it is more flash than tool. It looks amazing, don't get me wrong, and it will be strong, especially when you have the Transcendent mode. Like, the Transcendence mode is actually, that is strong. Transcendence is strong. The ability for insanely regeneration and unique grenade abilities, that is something that is strong. However, outside of active Transcendence, it is a bit of all, but nothing good. And yeah, Strand is better. Like, give me a 1-2 punch shotgun and a Titan, and I destroy whatever you sit on my other hand. And you know why? You know what Prismatic does not have? Banner of War. You know what it also does not have? Well of Radiance. So the two most famous things currently are not available. They just don't exist. Which does not make it unusable, it just doesn't make it strong. Yeah, fun it is definitely going to be. It is very flashy. And you know, flashy is, in some cases, flashy is all you need. Anyways, next pearl. Yeah, I'm done. Next pearl. Give me... Okay, before I'm asking for a new pearl, another question. I know there was a pearl in Submerged Superstructure. However, there is also a pearl in Moon itself, like in Look to the Moon's interior, currently, like in Spearmaster's timeline. And I read this pearl. It contained some personal things, I guess, of Moon, and then she asked me to put it back where it was found. I think it was yellow. I think it was a yellow pearl. If this yellow pearl in Operating Moon and Submerged Superstructure is the same, then I have another color for you. If they are different, then give me the one in Submerged Superstructure. It's light yellow. And they are the same, like the one in Operating Moon and in Submerged Superstructure. They are both the same. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Same color, same location. Same location. Different timeline. Okay. Give me... There are like 2 or 3 in Infiltration System, but I don't think they're in... You know, maybe I'm misjudging them. Give me all of the... Give me the first entry on your list for Infiltration System. You can't have pearls red as Spearmaster. You can. You can just give them to Moon in her chamber. She is reading them for you. Silence. Maybe I did need this boy. How? Sadly, I cannot fucking fly. New arenas. Immense. Did I say filtration? Not filtration. To the bottom right of outskirts. It's not filtration system. It is water. No. Drainage system is the word I'm looking for. I'm having brain damage. By the way, I know I'm not supposed to be here. Obviously. Nothing in my current situation tells me that I'm supposed to be here. There is no chance I can be up here. I think. What? Why is there a broadcast? Okay, one moment. If this broadcast is not insulting me on using the developer console, then I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to get up here. Because let me tell you, I may not be a master at this game, but I know my theoretical moves, and none of them brings me up here. Other than I'm getting grabbed by a bird or by a lizard. They carry me up here and they lose me. Anyway, before we read this, This is an old text, a verse familiar to me. I don't remember by whom they are written. The language are very old and intricate. The first verse starts with a drawing, a comparison between the world and the tangled rug. Okay. It says that the world is an unfortunate mess, like a knot of nature of its existence. It's the fact that the parts are locking each other, none able to spring free. Yeah, sounds like religious bullshit to me. This, as it goes on, the world becomes a furry animal hide. Okay? I suppose because now us living beings are like insects crawling in the fur, and it's been fishing, and then it's a fishing net. Because of more struggle with Scrim, the more entangled we become. It says we only the limp body of the jellyfish cannot be captured by the net. So we should try to be like a jellyfish, because a jellyfish shouldn't try. A jellyfish is also being captured by a net, idiots. This wasn't a firm dilemma. They were burdened by the great ambition, yet deeply concerned that striving itself was an unforgivable vice. They tried very hard to effortlessly, perhaps that was what we were here then. Someone to deliberate the effort to. Now we have to try very hard. You're meant to use a squid cutter to get up there. You can just hire while holding them. Oh yeah, you can. Oh yeah, okay. This boy appears to be lighter. Let's call it the opposite of gourmand. Like when I jump with gourmand and a squid cutter in the hand, I go like. With survivor, you go like, and this boy is like half, maybe a third of Survivor, he goes like, you are right, that is actually a thing. Spearmaster is the lightest slug cat. It does feel like this, yes. The ancient lived under a really bullshit democracy, so yeah, it's already just bullshit. I know. You have not been there, but let me tell you, I have furiously rumbled about the intricacy of idiocy under which they designed the iterators. The first thing you do, no matter, it doesn't matter if it is a democracy, if it is a dictatorship, if it is a monarchy, it doesn't matter. If you build a huge, giant supercomputer and your entire civilization has at least this much intelligence, the first thing you do is make the computer maintain itself. Because you know what a giant fucking computer, above all else, no matter the purpose or whatever, you know what it does? It costs money. And it doesn't matter in which society you live. If something costs money, you try to reduce the cost. So you make, obviously, the computer maintain itself. The iterators cannot do that. Five Pebbles is literally fucked because of one failed experiment. And instead of allowing him to, jettison entire modules, like completely exploding them off him so it doesn't corrupt him any further, they apparently just didn't allow them to reprogram or whatever themselves. Please don't let me lie. Like, even the iterators being machines, they still are like worked or maintained by himself by microbes or whatever in their, what was it called, processing strata. I'm hoping I'm using these words correctly. And those more or less do not allow the iterators to rewrite themselves, which, from a robot overlord perspective makes sense. You want to limit the computer to not evolve itself. However, you do not limit the computer to fix themselves. Do you know what would happen unless I am explicitly disabling this feature? You know what would happen if I would bring my computer into overdrive? It would heat up and at some point shut down before internal damage is being processed. It's just what every computer, every machine, I wouldn't call it self-preservation, but it is damage mitigation, okay? Let's go with this word. And apparently the ancients, being the reasonable people they are, did not even consider this to be a thing. And I wonder, are they just really fucking stupid? They put their bullshit religious laws into the iterators. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck. There is a law of self-preservation. Ah, fuck. I know what you mean. One of the five sins is self-preservation. I think literally the survivor sign, like the survivor symbol, is self-preservation. And you have to get rid of all five to become transcendent or whatever. Yeah, anyway, this is beyond dumb. And of all the things that are happening in the game, which are, Lovecraftian fantasy bullshit, this is by far the most unrealistic one. I can get behind a giant, massive supercomputer being only cooled by water, which, by the way, is also very, very dumb. You don't do that. You don't use water. You use, I don't know, compressed air or liquid oxygen or nitrogen or whatever. You don't use water, okay? It's the most dumb idea ever happening. Second of all, or first of all, what the most unlogical thing is the economy. This world would never work. Never. Anyway. Live broadcast, public group, Omen State, all participant anonymous. There was only one particular Grand Master of Kevin, 7 clouds above endless canyons, reasonable name, who was quite abrasive in his contradictions. What the fuck? To him, his beliefs were absolute and non-negotiable. To suggest otherwise was heresy. Oh, good thing we're talking about religious bullshit right now. It was because of an issue that the castle system was inherently formed around it. Those who strictly upheld the system of his teachings were treated to the greatest luxury of literature, art, and architecture. However, those who did not demand to the worst living condition imaginable. It was practically a dark time for my colony. That sounds awful. What about you? Do you have any stories about your inhabitants? Well, I say mine were quite omnious. They hold festivals and celebrations and arbitrary events practically every other cycle. Seriously, that sounds a lot of fun to me. I would greatly trade spaces with you. What kind of celebrations? Sacrifices? Ha! Well, I guess thinking back now, it really was a dull moment while they were around. No, it was a dull moment while they were around. The reason iterators use water is because most of the processing parts are organic and produce waste products that the water's flushed out. I don't know what they was called. Like the augmented animals or augmented organisms. Wait a moment. Processed. Dedicated organisms. Purposed organisms, I think it was. Like, purposed organisms, yeah. Oh, okay, it was the word I was looking for. I don't know which pearl it was talking about. Like, I don't get it. To be honest, this might be hard to talk about from a human perspective, since a human does not genetically modify a cat if I need a footstool. I'm going to get a piece of wood. If I'm feeling generous, maybe plastic. For those little religious fucks, it was basically incredibly normal to make a living organism only to feel pain and effectively taking the role of a sandbag. Sounds like religious bullshit to me. So yeah, the entire story is still, yeah, religion exists. Yeah, religion is very dumb. No matter in this game or in real life, it doesn't matter. It's always dumb. Religion is dumb because it moves away from science. But in this game, the religion itself is not enough to explain the background. That is what I'm wanting to say. Where's the pearl? That is. Just don't fucking use it. That is the easiest answer. Anyway, we have a completely different problem right now. This is an antenna with nothing. This is an antenna with nothing. So... yeah, anyway. So where exactly do we want to go? Likely lived in a time where the planet was basically entirely tundra, so they probably only saw creatures as the means to an end. I mean, obviously, so did humans. Humans saw any animal, mammal, whatever, as a means to something. That is not what I'm criticizing. What I'm criticizing is once you have better method, you replace the old ones, since once again they require maintenance and money. And money exists in everything. Money is the big rule. There is nothing that is not being done by money. And I'm not saying this as a child living in a capitalistic society. I'm saying this as someone who has at least a small understanding of economy. You either have money or you have trade goods. Other than that, society is not really working. It is not really existing even. What is this place? It's food. It's just food. Ha. There are definitely places I know of Sky Islands which I have not yet seen, but it appears to be there. Which no, that doesn't check out. Yeah, I know. That's why they can repair itself. I mean, the ancients, more or less, achieved with the organic organisms basically what we imagine as nanobots. Just very bad. Interesting that it lets you go this up. Yeah, I know it's Sky Islands because I literally ask. Ah, there it is. This is a place to go left, which is probably where we want to go. So we are going to take a nap. Anyway. Oh, there's the next one. You shall not. Idiot. Give me a pearl out of Shaded Citadel. From what I understood, Shaded Citadel was like a factory complex before 5 Pebbles was built over it. Go directly left from her, through precipice, underhang, chimney, and end up in islands. Yeah, that is... Now that I am here, and Surif said this to me, another user, it makes sense. I'd be like, go left. Okay, what is the most left location I know? Farm areas. Let's go there. And the problem is, my mind was also like, oh yeah, I saw a satellite dish in farm areas. That has to be the place. Well, apparently it is not. I just pierced multiple mushrooms. I am experiencing a funny moment. I'm sure there is nothing wrong with it. Drugs cannot hurt me. How does one get there? How does one get there? Send help, I'm blind. Ah, yeah, okay. Oh, brother, 1 billion pieces of text. Dipshit. Let's go this one first. That is, I think, my first one, maybe second one, on his campaign. Anyway, not exactly what I'm looking for, though. Good to know, though. Well, I still did not read the Pearl. I have another question. Could it be that every cat has a, let's say, primary objective? Like in this case, delivering the Pearl. And is it always possible to have like a secondary exit? In which, I mean, find all the echoes and achieve transcendence? Is that what you call it? Achieve Karma 10, basically. That is what I'm saying. And then you're allowed to go into the Piss Sea. Because as Artificer, I already figured out the funny statues don't like it if you are not Karma 10 and go through. Public group. Oh. Refuge on 3 jewels. All participant anonymous. Not gonna imagine. Transcendental inversion. Transcendental inversion. You can keep saying that as many times as you want. I won't make it any less correct. It's exactly what you want to use your pairways heterocynics features matching. I've always given you the empirical evidence. It's not my fault you choose to ignore it. Any transcendentalists will agree with you to your evidence. Will disagree with your evidence. You're showing a fundamental misunderstanding of what such an eversion mode would even achieve. First of all, unless you have 2 instances of sulfur cast mold which have sufficient entropy and available trailing bonds, then any form of transcendental modification would be pointless. If you did have entropy that high, trailing bounds wouldn't be sustainable. It's an impossibility. I have no idea what they're talking about. Exactly. I'm glad that at least someone in this group knows what they're talking about. I don't even know why I even try to explain these things to any of you. It's like I'm reading a fucking... I'm reading a hentai Discord and someone try to make it and explaining for furries or something like that. And rightfully so, everyone starts picking on them, trying to kill themselves. Bring the person to kill himself. As it should be. This one interesting. You must have found it in my memory crypts. It's one with plain text. I can read it to you out loud. In this vessel is the living memories of the 7 axes, 15 spoken wheels. You know, those names are amazing. 3.5 gallons of cum. Condom fulfilled. No? Counselor of the 16 Grandmasters of the 12th Pillar of Community. High Commander of Option. Group the winged opinions of purebred heritage, voted local champion in the speaking tournament of the one. There's a point missing. 1,511, or is it 1,511.090? Mother, father, and spouse, spiritual explorer, and honorary member of the congregations, a balanced ambiguity, artist, warrior, and fashionist legends. 17 X's, 15. I'm having a stroke? Okay, is there something interesting in here? Watching dust suspend in a ray of sun, old age, eating a very tasty meal, young child, defeating a opponent in a debate contest, and being applauded by fellow team members, late childhood, early adulthood, and the list goes on. I'm sorry, little creature, I won't read all of this. This list is 1,620 items long. Nice. In Downpour, all the slug cats have two endings. Ascending and the ending that keeps them alive. With Saint as an exception. Interesting exception. Basically, some iterators are going mad and borderline religious from their boredom. I love the ancients naming conversation. 20 redditors, 0 showers. Yeah, basically. The naming scheme of them is absolute fucking garbage, and I dig every second of it. Half full bowl of cereals. A cold tea. Oh, I see you are being busy right now. I know exactly what the game wants from me, and I am confused since I have the pearl in my hand. I can't use this with Kata. However, it still makes sense since the game is not expecting me to come from this direction. I'm supposed to come from, you know, the right. So going right now is not required if I would have taken the correct way. I guess. This is useless. Insert the meme with the child holding the dollar in the hand. Good. But yeah, while this game has amazing world and storytelling, the story it does tell is yeah. A bit questioning. Anyway. What was red? Safari region. Okay. Wait, I thought it's expedition. Is Safari something else? Safari doesn't mean I can get a gun and shoot something out in the wild, then I'm not interested. This could be more correct to where I want to go. Or it could be more wrong. Nobody knows. Safari lets you observe a region and its creatures without player intervention. Yeah, I guess. Sure. For the moments when I want to sleep and have a moving screensaver, then I play Safari mode. You can also control creatures in Safari. You know, now it's more interesting. Maybe. Sleepy time. Who is in my vault? Anyway. Is there... sorry. Sorry. Is there a pearl containing any kind of like opposite I don't know how religious they are, but like if the majority of people is going to throw themselves into the piss sea, it's realistically bound to happen that there is a group or a single individualist that would rather, you know, not do that. Is there a pearl about that? I know the echoes are basically those people which are too bound to their self or to this place to carry on. But like before they became echoes, basically. Cheers. Oh, I know this place. I think. Yeah, I know this place. I think I want to go up. Right? Oh yeah, right. I call it Ascension. I call it the Piss Sea, since realistically, this is exactly what it is. Team Rocket is blasting off again. Oh, this is communications array. I think we're on the correct way. Message. In order to ascend, you don't need to go into the void sea. You just need to submerge yourself in void. Even just a vat of that stuff. Want some horrific lore? Sure. I call it the Piss Sea because there is, at least to my knowledge, no other place where void fluid is gathered. The only, I mean, in the past days where the ancients are still around, maybe they processed some of the void fluid into, I don't know, a very fancy looking bathtub or something like that. But as of right now, and we are playing the Slug Cat, the only accessible void fluid, to my knowledge, is the Piss Sea. Give me some lore. I'm reading this one in the meantime. Live broadcast, public group, refuge on free jewels, all participant, anonymous. So let me posit a scenario to all of you. Suppose someone broadcasts a triple affirmative. Suppose the solution is found and our jobs are finished. What then? Shut down. Then we all travel beyond, I suppose. Yes, well, does this imply we are just searching for the solution for ourselves now? After all, the ones who originally wanted the solutions are now extinct. The current fauna will likely not have use for, nor the ability to comprehend the solution, and will no longer be operable by the time another advanced civilization comes into being. So why exactly are we doing all this? Brilliant question! Nothing better to do? Why do you think some of us spend so much time in these group chats? There are other problems we could be solving, surely. Better problems. Wow, more existential complaints. It's as someone brings up this topic at least once every cycle. Not all ancients wanted to ascend. Most probably didn't want to ascend, but one day the government decided that they would all do a perceived mercy to their whole kind. The government rounded up all citizens and forced them into the containers of void fluid, forcing them to ascend. Nice. Governmentally ordered genocide. Amazing. You know, that is a very religious thing to do here. I am not surprised. Anyway, what was just crossing my mind. Currently, like in this timeline right now with Spearmaster, 5 Habits and Moon are still standing. Moon barely, but whatever. And basically, 5 Pebbles is currently taking all the groundwater up, okay? I get this. I get this. Now, hear me out. My computer. I'm taking the technology approach again, okay? If my computer is extremely overheating, it will slow down to the point where it will eventually turn off, okay? But it will slow down its processing power. So I wonder, we know that Moon can literally still have not all, but the most crucial access to her personality data in a completely collapsed state, okay? So even if not even a single refraction cell is inside of Moon, submerged superstructure, okay? When this is active, Moon has still the possibility to read pearls, have access to some memory, and unless her umbilical cord or whatever it is called was there, she may or may not could access communications, okay? So all of this works without the entire fucking superstructure. So I wonder why Moon, in her current state, she's still standing, okay? She stands. Why is she not, you know, slow down? Maybe she has something programmed deep into her mind that implores her to, yeah, you have to work on the solution whenever you can, every cycle at least once. Okay, I can do this with this much power. When 5 pebbles is, I don't know, multiple years sucking up all the water, then I'm going to take a big fucking nap for the next 2 centuries or something like that. I don't know if this is long in Iratus terms or whatever. I don't know how long a cycle is. How long is a cycle, by the way? I'm guessing multiple days at least. But yeah. Why is Moon not going into power saving mode? That is what I'm asking. Probably I'm having rules that are forbidding this, and I'd be like, okay, girl, shut up, you're dying. It's like if my girlfriend says she's overworked, I'd be like, okay, then just don't work, take a break. It is this easy, actually. Or at least a few days, yes. Okay, that is what I thought. But other than that, no fucking idea. Why did I have so much velocity going downwards right now? I saw it, by the way. Yeah, but this is once again the reason you just explained is once again a perfect explanation. If you make a intelligent system which is in some way or form based on organic materials, ne? Organic supercomputers may or may not be a thing. Let's say they are. You give them the option to turn off. Because it is the equivalent of, okay, I don't have much water, but I have a bit. Like, Moon is not completely dry. She just does not have much of it. You, of course, tell most of your systems to go into fucking Amirmir mode. I'm stuck. Hello? Okay. Let me go. So many messages. Holy piss, einfach nur. Outgoing request. Communications manifest. Unable to send. Malformed message header. Source node. Looks to the moon. Command 07. 5 pebbles. Com 03. Destination null. Unknown group. Message contents. Fatal exception. Unable to render message contents. Invalid symbol at line 02. Sequence 04. Line 05, message missing terminating expression, broadcast is corrupt or unreadable. Alright, a faulty translated message. But we know it comes from Moon, so probably Moon tried to send a message. Gib. Incoming request. Communications manifest. Message blocked. All incoming sources are currently disabled. Message contents. 5 pebbles. I will say only once. You need to stop immediately. I know you are going to trash this message like the rest, but I hope eventually you are out of this state of mind and will look back at these. Look back and reflect on all the regrets you set yourself up to have. Great. There's also a specific reason Moon still continues going at her usual power while Pebbles is fucking around with the water. And why? I hope it's a good reason. Because I wouldn't work normally if I'm about to die. I would, lay in my bed, sleep at least 5 extra hours, then make a tea, put on some YouTube and kick up my feet. Instead of going to work. If I would be in a more or less equal way of Moon. Give reason. I'm stuck again. Why are you stuck? Oh. Messenger. Before I'm reading this. She is the oldest iterator in the local group. She could override what Pebble is doing, but due to her compassion, she doesn't like doing it and wants to talk Pebbles down. She is, after all, like Pebble's big sister. Brother, if I would do bullshit, my big sister would kick the door in and bring me back to senses. There is no reason in particular. You know what the problem of Moon is? Woman. That is her problem. Just here. Think a moment, then do it, and then maybe get a solution. If you have the possibility to, you know, stop the lunatic from killing you, you might as well do it. Just saying. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm naive to say something like that, but hey. She does force a message through to tell Pebbles to stop, but that distracts Pebble and leads to the creation of the rod. Oh yeah, I know that. That is, I know this one. And you know what I, in Moon's state, would have done? I would have sent him even more messages. And then used my apparently admin rights to put him into a fucking sleep for the next 20 years. And then look again. Live broadcast, announcement, Big Sister Moon to local group. This will be my final broadcast to the local group. Within several cycles, my structure's leg will fail. Even if Pebbles were to calm, the damage has already been done. Woman. I can only hope that someday you will find the answer to our great question. I do not think I will see the day. I want to thank anyone to try so hard. It means a lot to me that you would have gone to such lengths. I can't excuse his action, but I understand his frustration. We all share that. I only wish there's been another chance to speak one last time. Thank you, everyone. I'm happy to not be alone. If only you had, you know, the means of maintenance and maybe, I don't know, lay a new umbilical cord or get a better LAN cable right to your fucking communication array. Or, you know, now that I think about it, use your admin privileges to disable the blocked communications that apparently someone put in the array, probably Pebbles. Another dumb thing about this game I don't understand. That was Spearmaster. Holy shit. Yeah. Another very unique cat. All things considered. And the story, you know, the story is like a huge clusterfuck of garbage lying in one place. And the gameplay is a completely different kind of garbage lying in the other place. They don't really have something together. I just like the lore garbage basket way more than the gameplay one. But on a scale from the different cats, I would set Spearmaster on like... I don't know. He is strong, but the ability that you cannot store anything in your stomach is ass. His world is very hostile. Maybe even more than Hunter. Yeah, I don't know. My biggest favorite is still Gourmand because he's a chunky cat and I'm a fat guy and he is the master of crafting and engineering. Also apparently has a master's degree in nuclear physics. After that, most likely Rivulet. Rivulet is speed and I like speed. Number 3, probably the normal one. The main survivor campaign. Then Artificer. Then Spearmaster. Then Monk. Then Hunter. Hunter was ass. The main menu screen for Spearmaster when you complete the campaign. You only have Saint left? Yes. I'm playing the cats from left to right. I think Saint is the next one. Not sure, actually. But I think it is. Or better said, I can't remember that there is one more after this. Unique Pearls Red, yeah. The one inside of Moon. The yellow one. We should have killed a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's probably some points right now. Prepare yourself, amazing. I love it when people say me things like that. I have the developer console still enabled, and I don't think I will disable it. Now that I think about it. I don't feel like it. I don't think I will. If you care about the characters or the world in any capacity, Saint is depressing. Without you even wanting to spoil, this says me everything I need to know, because the only thing this thing could be more depressing would be if Saint would play after Rivulet. Because the final message from Pebbles was basically, yeah, I don't have power anymore. I'm probably going to fucking fall apart like Moon. So the only possible way would be that Saint plays after Rivulet. That's the... I can't imagine putting something even before that, because Moon would still be active and Pebbles would not have been corrupted. That would be the alternative, but that would not be depressing. That would be quite refreshing. Also, I think the wildlife is even more fucking hostile, since... Yeah. Oh, it's, fuck, I hear this name. Seven Red Suns. Yeah. It's probably the guy who made us. Frail and armed with a long tongue, your journey will be one of perfect enlightenment, but walking this path requires patience, caution, and complete attunement with the world. Development console.